This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
You mentioned John Cena being one of your top of your list of being a dream opponent in looking at this fantasy booking. Is it fashionable to boo John Cena, or do you think that people that boo him really don't like him?
I think it's something they're kind of cued to do. I don't know. I think it's more the older, the male audience in their 20s, maybe the male that seem to want to sort of boo him. I don't quite get it. I do to a certain degree, and I think, I went through that a little bit with the Bret Hart, the Hitman character back in the 90s, and I felt that in those days that the fans were kind of starting to cheer the heels more than the baby faces, and it became kind of a novelty to start cheering for the baby or the heel when they're right in the middle of the match. And I think ECW fans like to disrupt the whole show by cheering the heels and booing the baby faces, and it made it really hard to sort of accomplish your task out there and try to win over the crowd and tell a story that you've sort of mapped out. And I found that the best way to do that was to you had to go kind of just about as heel as the heel you're working with in order to have a decent match, where they can get the fans behind you. But not very many guys can do that, and I've watched poor John Cena. I've been in the ring with him myself when they start chanting, "You can't wrestle," and my heart goes out to him because he is a hard-working wrestler.
Oh,
and,
man, yeah.
He usually handles that stuff with a lot of there's a lot of class, really. It can't be easy having them turn on you like that. But I think it's become more of a pattern or a habit now, where it's like they do it almost just to do it, I guess. I don't know. But I think John's obviously been around long enough to sort of deal with it. But it's not the easiest thing to manage sometimes, right in the middle of the ring when they're chanting stuff like "You can't wrestle."
Yeah, he handles it better than a lot of guys that you and I have known. He handles he handles it with more class and more dignity than a lot of guys that you and I both have traveled with or known over our careers. I just think that sometimes it's almost like a trendy thing that people. And there's a certain age group of fans that you alluded to that believe that it's okay to try to hijack a show. But it's hard to say to somebody, no, you can't express yourself. You got to express yourself the way that we want you to, or you can't be here, because that's not going to work. You're not going to do that. You're not going to. Censoring is not going to be the answer. I think what your theory, your answer of out-healing the heels in a rough sense, because I would see if people do that to you and you just get more aggressive.
Yeah, that's the only way I could deal with it, was just to go more aggressive, and but you found yourself changing your style and having to become more work more like a heel to keep the storyline going.
Right.
Otherwise, just trying to play the good guy or the white hat sort of babyface, it just doesn't work at all when they're booing the shit out of you.
Yeah,
all the way through it.
Yeah. Do you think? Are you still of the belief that there are still, in the wrestling business, that it's still philosophically sound to have baby faces and heels?
Yeah, I think so. To be honest, the more they try to move away from what it always, like, there's a basic formula in wrestling that works. And, looking at different guys they've had in the last couple of years that I thought really carried the flag, both Daniel Bryan and CM Punk delivered some unbelievable, memorable performances and matches that, you can hold up to anybody's matches. And like Punk and Lesnar was a great match, and Daniel Bryan, last year WrestleMania was a great match. And I just think that some guys, that have the imagination and the creativity and the psychology can go out there and deliver unbelievable matches that stand all on their own. And it's, now you're looking at this, I don't know who the next guy is that's going to carry the ball for WWE and be the worker's worker. Maybe it's Dean Ambrose. Maybe there's a couple of different guys that can become the focus of the actual working side of the business. I thought at WrestleMania this year you could see the different divisions separate almost permanently. I think you'll see the heavyweight champion, well, for the next while, will be big guys like Lesnar and Batista and muscle-built guys that are sort of stand on their own size-wise, not necessarily about their work, but just their size and their character. And that guys like Daniel Bryan have been sort of, I wouldn't say demoted, but sort of delegated now to the Intercontinental title. John Cena seems like he's been geared now to, wave the American flag and be the U.S. champion and sort of give that title credibility, and that'll become. And John Cena can do that. He can give that title a lot of credibility. But it just seems to me that I don't know that you'll see John Cena win the big title again for a while, maybe ever, and maybe guys like Daniel Bryan and some of the little bit smaller mid-sized guys will never see the world title matches that say me and Sean did.
You think I feel badly for Daniel Bryan, knowing the fact that he paid his dues. He was always told hey kid, you're never going to make it. You're not big enough. You're 5'9" or 5 whatever he is. I don't know, but he 200 pounds maybe. You're never going to be a big star, and he proved everybody wrong in that respect. But he's really been snake bit with these injuries, and I hear through the grapevine that's it's more concussion oriented than not. I don't know that to be true. But man, those anymore. There's so many tests you take. I mean, I could only imagine how many concussions you had in your lifetime wrestling. I bet it was double digits.
Funny, Jim. The truth is, I had one concussion.
Really?
I had one concussion. The one time Goldberg kicked me.
That's amazing.
So I've had a few. I may have got, my head jarred a couple of times in different situations. But
yeah.
For the most part, and I notice this about old boxers and old wrestlers that come to the dressing room sometimes. You meet the old wrestlers. They come in. They got canes and they got bad hips.
Yeah.
Bad knees. But the most of them, and they got cauliflower ears, and they can remember everything. When you meet these old boxers, they come in the dressing room and they can't remember anything. They can barely remember their names, and it's like there's a big difference. Pro wrestlers don't generally take a lot of headshots, even though it might look like it, and it appears that we take a lot of blows to the head. But until Goldberg kicked me in the head, I never had a head injury.
I'll be damned.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.